It's so interesting. Just as I'm about to start this reading, it starts storming really bad. So I definitely feel like it's meant to be. Today's episode, we're going to be channeling wisdom from the Sacred Mother's journey. For those of you that are not familiar with Sacred Mothers, it is a journey of motherhood. Any woman that has come before you and has embarked on being a mother, elders have always passed down wisdom generation after generation. Some kept within families, others have shared with the collective and the world as a whole. So these are very, very powerful, influential women of their times that have helped heal, create, build, and establish many empires, dynasties, and most importantly, raise children, give life. So, this came to me in a dream last night, and this topic has been on my mind for a while. So I do feel like the Mother's channel has definitely been calling to me, as the reason why I started this channel is for guidance and it's help for mothers on their journey, right? There's no rule book for this journey. We all are on unique paths, just trying to figure it out. So that's how I started this channel. However, these episodes are going to be more tailored to all various different types of women. So no matter your race, creed, or color, if you're a new mom, a veteran, hopefully there are some messages that come out from the Sacred Mothers that will help you on your own personal journey. Any questions that you personally have. Today's episode is about anyone that is embarking on the motherhood journey and you find yourself sacrificing yourself unnecessarily for other people. So that includes relationships, jobs, family, friends, even with your own children. So if you know that you tend to do this, or you're at a phase in your life where you unnecessarily sacrifice yourself, then this message is going to be for you. What's up, Natalie? If it comes at a price to be there for other people where you have no peace, it's hard for you to meditate, wind down, or find some type of calm like moment to yourself. If it's hard for you to have those still moments, then you're really gonna need this message. Okay, if you're not able to grieve and release all of those emotions, it can do some damage. So, and then before I started this reading as well, like I just felt very nervous, and I don't ever usually get nervous before readings unless there is a collective of moms out there that really feel afraid, like afraid to rock the boat, wanting to keep the peace at a sacrifice to yourself. You will say and do just about anything to keep the peace in your homes, keep the peace with your kids because of some type of it could be a resource, it could be stability. It's different for everybody. some of you guys may work in a male-dominated industry that tends to feel, they tend to attack you or treat you differently because you are so kind or you're so nice. They try to take advantage of you. So if you're in a masculine dominated industry, that may be one of the things that you find yourself having to deal with, where you're having to defend yourself, because if you don't, you know that you would roll over or you would allow another person to step on your toes so you don't lose your job. You know what I'm saying? You'll have no choice based off of your situation or your circumstances. So you don't have to be in a relationship. You could be in an industry. There's a lot of malicious hypocrisy, and things can get really chaotic. What's up, Tamiko? So let's see. We're also going to take a look today, you guys, and ask the Sacred Mothers, pretty much when it comes to your career, when it comes to your life experiences, your everyday life experiences for sure. Just whatever guidance that they have for you in regards to like dating. It's not often talked about, especially if you're single moms and you don't get a lot of support from children's fathers and things like that. Oftentimes, single moms are to blame. You should have known better. You should have closed your legs. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. So there's a lot of hypocrisy around what people are allowed to get away with when it comes to mothers. Like, mothers in general have a very hard journey. For better or for worse, whether you're treated right or not, you could be in a whole marriage and still be single and living under the same roof with somebody. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into this wisdom and see what comes out. What stories do the Sacred Mothers have for us at this time? I'm going to hold these 3 out, or 4. That's so crazy. I thought I saw a dog. I really thought I saw a dog walk past me. Okay. I'm hearing Coco. So let's see who's coming through for wisdom for my mothers at this time, dealing with these situations. What is your story? Okay. Okay, so one of the Sacred Mothers that are coming through for my collective that resonate with the tendency to sacrifice themselves unnecessarily for others. There's something to do with dependency, like being groomed from a very young age on what's expected. Okay, what's expected when a person pays the bills, when a person takes care of all of the responsibilities. I do feel like this is a more younger soul that I sense just off the energy alone. So in their personal phase of development, this was normal. Okay, so it's normal to have a person provide. It's normal to have a masculine energy provide for you, to take care of you, to help pay for the bills while they stay home and take care of the responsibilities. Mm-hmm. It allowed for them to have more time to focus on, like, waiting on them to come back home, waiting for them to return after leaving and coming back. So definitely the the mother that's coming through, okay, the ancestors that are coming through, elders that are coming through, are they are definitely in support. Their journey and their story that they lived while they were alive, they were in support of allowing a masculine energy to be the breadwinner. During this time period that they were in, it wasn't safe to be a woman outside. It wasn't safe to be a woman and a child walking from store to store, walking, like, people were getting raped during this time. Um, and so it was safer to remain home and allow the masculine energy to go outside and do the manual labor, and also avoid being taken advantage of by, I heard, pirates, suitors. So there's this protective energy. So if you feel like at where you are during this time period, whoever resonates with this, um, kind of like people perceive you to be vain, because you believe in having a provider, or you believe in that dynamic. There's nothing wrong with your belief system, okay? And it's like you're not gullible about still believing in that type of dynamic or wanting that for yourself. It does work when you have a very responsible suitor. So there's something about the type of person that you choose, their characteristics. Are they generous? Are they giving? Do they give to just you? Are they selective? Are they stingy? So some of the characteristics and values that their foremothers told them about is, if this person is willing to help a homeless person, if this person is willing to do certain things just off the kindness from their heart, um, that made up like a good provider, is what I'm seeing here. So there's something to do about the right characteristics. These types of men as well, she's saying that they, in your age, like in today's age, time and age, they tend to fall for women that look the part. Like, if you look like a damsel, if you look like you're struggling. Hold on a second. What the hell is this? Hold on, y'all. Okay. How about I didn't even have the thing plugged in? Okay, so if you look like, um, hmm, Very, very interesting. It's almost like these types of providers are also taught to seek out underprivileged. Like not underprivileged, but um like people that are neglected. It's so interesting. Cuz I feel like she's telling me her story, but at the same time, there are red flags even from her perspective that I can't unsee. Um and so like I'm curious now. I'm curious now. It's like the reason why they got together, it wasn't about love. There's no cups out here. It was always about stability. It was always about it was business. It was never personal. It's pretty much what she's saying. They provided something that they lacked. It kept them off the streets. And in turn, that was a consistent thing unless the person died or the person that they were waiting to return back home left them for somebody else or they died in a war or some shit like that. That's the only time they would have to, they would be forced pretty much to figure out what they're going to do because they don't have the person that was supporting them there anymore. And so that entire period of them waiting, them getting accustomed to them waiting, they lacked street smarts. They lacked some type of developmental skill that would teach them about codependency, right? Even as an adult, as a grown woman, when it came time for them to know how to do it for themselves, they didn't know how to do it for themselves. Three of Wands. And a lot of times during this period of time that I'm sensing, there was no telephone. There was no way to call that person to ask them where they at. If they never returned, they just never returned. And so there was no way to know. And so they passed over with questions, never knowing. Some of them, at least they still had their house. At least they made it through winter. Um, the Five of Pentacles in reverse is saying that not being outside on the street was the value at that time. Having a warm place to lay your head was more important than love. It was more important than nice clothes. And so that's where the value was placed. That's where it was important. And so when a provider came along and they were willing to provide those things, they defended that. But it was very fickle. It was a gamble. This was a risk during this person's period of time of life. And I think it has something to do with being afraid. Like being afraid, oh my God, what if something happens to me? Like being afraid of running across somebody, like hearing horror stories of other people that got raided or dealt a certain type of way. So this is survival at its finest. Where did the provider go in this situation? He just decided that he didn't want to do it anymore. So we have a broken home, creating karma. Damn. I also feel like a lot of these providers, they picked people that they chose women that were, like I said, underprivileged, um, poverty, underprivileged, or they pay their parents. This goes back to biblical time as well, like going to the parents, paying for someone's daughter by paying the begging parents and getting a wife, offering her what is it, land, property, some type of estate. And so this mother was purchased, essentially, had their own home until that person decided they didn't want to be there anymore, and they remained in the home. So what happened after they remained in the home? Mm, inheritance. Like let's say, for example, the person bought the property in the home. They got like inheritance deeds. Um, there was an even exchange for someone's absence. And back then, property probably costs little to nothing, and they never remarry, they never date anyone else. It's like an unspoken commitment. But it can make a very bitter woman, because they're not getting any type of intimacy with this Ace of Wands. They're just tending to the property, they're just tending to the estate. And so over a period of time, she felt like, she was property, she was furniture. And this person was like, they never loved her, but at least she had shelter and at least she had a roof over her head. This person was also very suspicious. Anytime they left for work or they would go away, they would always accuse her of like cheating, giving her love to someone else. And so she barely ever left the house to avoid making someone feel like they were up to something. Damn. Eventually, he dies. So I'm connected to an energy where eventually he dies. Like he dies, yeah, and she got everything. She got everything. He may have felt like he was in control, but at the very end, she outlived him because she chose to look at it to her advantage than to look at it from her suspicion. So she was very aware that this person was possibly had a family with someone else, occasionally left to go be with someone else. She didn't ask questions, she didn't interrogate him. What she did was she held her peace. She chose to see it from a perspective that she will outlive him because he's depleting himself and she's not. And so when every time he would come back home, she walked on eggshells. They would fight, but he wouldn't be there very long. And so she just waited for that person to go away again, like leave for work or leave to go and talk to other people or something like that. Until one day he never came back. And everything, I do feel like she has tried to leave before, but every time she left, she was like sent back home. So someone definitely wealthy bought her, but didn't love her. And when she did meet someone, I think she did meet someone in secret. That's what I sense here. Like she did love someone. She just didn't love this person. But she also had to do what she had to do financially. Because she was financially codependent on this person. And according to like their law at the time, their doctrine at the time, like you can't remarry. And so she studied her the law, the will, whatever the last testament was, and she wised up. She's even had to like lie and say she needed other things to get more money out of this person. She had to, yeah, she had to tell this person what they wanted to hear. She had to play dumb, like she didn't know any better. She had to soften her voice. She had to act like she was so confused and helpless to get this person to give her a little bit more than her allowance or something like that. And then she would take her allowance and save it. So eventually she does meet someone else new, and she does, I don't know if she remarries, but I do feel as if she meets someone new. And that person, at this point, when she kind of like raised in status by way of her first husband, by the time she met someone that was really a leader or something like that, that person, they didn't exploit her dependency, because technically she raised her status by using the money from her first husband. And so she had estate now, she had wealth now, but she also wasn't able to, I think she wasn't able to remarry, like 'cause from being some type of widow. But she definitely had close communication with powerful people. I think she started like her own business. She started investing her money, making plays, connecting to other powerful people. And I think she used what she learned from her first marriage. I feel like she used what she learned from her first marriage to like how to talk to a masculine energy. But she didn't have to do that with the emperor. She didn't have to sell herself short. She didn't have to play herself down. She didn't have to play dumb. She didn't have to be a bimbo. She didn't have to act like she just wanted things. He respected her for her work ethic. He respected her because he had a different upbringing. His upbringing, his family praised your accomplishments. His upbringing, they praised your accomplishments and your failures. It wasn't contingent on them taking care of you. And so this is a codependency lesson that she had to learn. And based off of this emperor status, they also didn't go to the poor or the underprivileged to buy them out of their situations like that. It was frowned upon to take advantage of the less fortunate from wherever this emperor came from. It was frowned upon to buy for indentured servitude. It was frowned upon. So I don't know. I feel like she met someone. She met someone else from a different land that didn't do that, and so she could trust that person with her emotions. She could be a. She could really be. The Page of Cups is that free spirited, artistic, innocent person, because you're not looking around for people to exploit your innocence. You're not worried about that. Let's see what cards came out. We have feeling safe, wisdom keeper, concern in reverse. We have the sage, harmony, and letting go in reverse. I feel like some way, somehow, your journey this lifetime is similar to this person's story. And on her journey, she had to make peace with the cards that she was dealt. Like she couldn't change or go back and change time. So she had to wise up and play her cards right. Because her journey taught her that you can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody with your secrets because they'll betray you and tell. You can't trust the person that you lay down with because they got with you to begin with as a way to exploit you. And you can't act like you're hurt by these situations. Because the moment that they feel like you care and that you're worried about them leaving you and being with someone else, that's when they have the power. That's when they feel like they have the upper hand, and they'll dog you even more. They'll dog walk you even more. And so as a survival mechanism, she had to take a page out of her master's book. She had to study the person that was her oppressor. She had to play the game wise. Whatever he was doing to emotionally manipulate her, she had to act like it was working. She had to make it appear as if whatever that person's tactic was actually affecting her. So every time they went through that cycle over and over and over again, she got wiser and wiser and wiser until eventually she didn't care no more. And she was completely at peace. Whether he stayed or left, it meant nothing to her. Whether he lived or died, it meant nothing to her. If anything, the other person would pass away feeling as if she played them, and they would hold a grudge against her. Yeah, and that's how we get the karmic soulmates over and over and over again, reincarnating together. Reincarnated. That's what it is. And so what you need to know is that a karmic is never going to let you go, because that karmic is still mad at you from outwitting them in multiple lifetimes. That's her wisdom to anyone dealing with situations where a very hypocritical person or family could also be hypocrites. where you don't feel safe around the people that you either grew up with, feel like they sell you short. You can't get no peace around these karmic energies. So she's here to tell you that no matter what you do to try to keep the peace, they'll never let you go. Not in this lifetime, not in every lifetime. And when you try to let go, they hold on tighter. Because something about their Akashic, something about their DNA remembers that you won, and they hold a grudge against you, and they meet you in other lifetimes. And they try to get you real young, like younger and younger and younger, at the point where these karmics, they try to get you even younger before you're even old enough to reach that developmental phase where you know better. How to ensure like you do this dance with them again in every lifetime? That's kind of like how they do it. So you're going to always run into these types of karmics if you are trying to sell yourself. If you desire a person because they have money, they have great resources, they're going to use you like this. If you have a lot of money and they don't, they're still going to use you like that. If you're extremely happy and they're not, they're going to use you like that. So whatever your value is, apply it to this lifetime. So if you value your peace of mind, then this person is going to want to be with you just for the mere fact of making you lose your mind. If you value stability, this person's sole purpose, their sole core contract would be to get with you, to shake up your foundation, to shake up your stability, to make you feel a lack thereof. That's the whole mission. Is rooted. And y'all have met each other more than one lifetime. Even if it's not this person specifically, and you meet a new person and they're telling you, oh, I just want to take care of you, or oh, I just want to help you. The idea of them wanting to be with you for something, for like as a sacrifice, that's them sacrificing. They don't care. I don't care. I just want to be with you. I just want to help you, or I just want to love you. All of those, all that desperation is a red flag. Because there's an underlying intention that it's easier if we do it together. It's easier if I'm the only person working. It's easier if you stay home. It's easier. And that in itself is built off lack. And so this person is trying to, if you have someone in your life where they're not telling you these things, but their actions are speaking totally louder than their words, they're trying to vaccine affect you. I won't say it with my mouth, but I'll start off doing little bit by little bit with my actions that tips you off. And then I'll act like nonchalant, like I don't care. because this person's right now, their sole focus is getting you to care, getting you to be in their position. So, in order to swap places with you, where you're stuck on them and they get over you, they feel like they need to like inject their intentions directly. Um, but it only works if you inhale it. It's almost like you gotta consume it, inhale it, believe it, accept it. And if that doesn't work, this person is gonna try, they're gonna up the ante. So it's like you're no matter what it is, I don't care how hard your journey is as a mother, whatever dreams you have, you can have it all. Whatever aspirations you have, you can have it all. Your career goals, you can have that and still be a mother. Your life aspirations, you can still have that and be a mother. Your everyday mundane life, you can still manage that and be a mother. You can have it all without needing someone to provide something for you, without needing someone to fill in an area of your life that you feel like is too hard or is too mundane or it's unfair, because it's a lot of karmics out there. So on your journey, don't doubt for a second. Just give it time. With every day, just give it time. These children will grow up. Yeah, I feel like I'm tapped into a collective of y'all where you're being spiritually guided to do something on your own by yourself. All your creative ideas, do them one by one. Let that be your drive. Let that be your focus. We have looking. So if you've been looking into something, researching it, um, when you get the opportunity to go after that dream or that ambition, go after it. And some of you guys, you'll start off with starting multiple projects at once. You'll start off doing multiple creative projects at once. And with all the lines that you throw out, you'll eventually come to a point where the right one, you'll know that's the one that you should do the most, because you'll enjoy doing it every day. Like you'll enjoy going into it every day. It'll be like a part of your purpose. Like it doesn't feel like work anymore. You enjoy it. When you are completely independent, on your own, working for yourself, an entrepreneur, you got your own things going on for yourself, that's when you're going to feel your most confident. All of these experiences that came through with the stories and the wisdom, it was about being domesticated, watered down, whitewashed, put into situations generation after generation where many people have tried to convince you that you can't do something by yourself or you get further with somebody else. And I just don't see that being the story for you guys. Those karmics will tell you that to keep you from opening the doors. Because they want to control your perception around going outside, venturing into the unknown. You've never been afraid of that. But that conditioning has tried to convince you that it's scary on the other side of the door. It's scary on the other side of, you're going to struggle. and you're going to be right back where you started. And so all the karmics are going to be designed to try to keep you from realizing this about yourself, actualizing this about yourself, because they scared of you. If you know exactly who you are and you come into your own power, you're a threat. So it's like, do anything except believe in yourself. But this one, that whatever this is, you have this drive to be empowered, to be your own boss. Okay, so real gangsters move in silence. We have authority here. So we have partnerships, gambling, and then we have direction in reverse. Oh, that's an absolute hell no. We have authority. So anybody that wants to connect with you and wants to partner with you to get money together, help each other out, let's do this as a team. No, you're meant to build an empire first by yourself, and then you will attract somebody else that has their own empire. And instead of building the empire together, you guys will take both of your empires and have equal reciprocity. They have equal reciprocity. You have equal reciprocity. You raise your status. And y'all will go towards building dynasties and legacies with your estate and their estate equally being lateral, parallel to each other, you know? And anybody that is trying to change that direction for you, anybody that's trying to deviate you from that plan, even with all your kids, I don't care how many you have, they're a karmic and they're trying to change your destiny. So during these times, it is not a wise move to try to take people with you right now. You have to get out of a situation first. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself. You got to do some shit by yourself. And things are going to go fast for you. And then you'll have more to invest. You'll have more to come back and help limited minds and thought processes and stuff like that of other people. And that's all karmics are they're like chicks that never hatched or something. I don't know. They're like eggs. So you're gonna have to fill your own cup, babe. You're gonna have to lose some sleep, work on yourself, improve your aesthetics, your health, your body, and you're gonna have to do it by yourself. Right? Sneaky, sneaky. Gotta do it in secret too. Oh, wow. So when you have mastered, like knowing when to take a break, when to take a rest. So I'm a black person. Me. When you have mastered, like knowing when to take a rest, when to work, when to take a break, like how to your self-care regimen, self-care practices is your holy grail. Okay? You have to establish it for yourself. You have to create it for yourself, but it's going to be your holy grail. Then And then when you've mastered that rest, that start and stop, rest and work flow, what's going to happen from there is you'll learn how to be a real gangster because you're going to move in silence. Check the drawer. The one in oh, here. Then you're going to master how to be a real gangster because you're going to be going with the flow by that point. So during the times where you have to keep things to yourself and not tell anybody else, that is a sign from the universe to get ready. When you feel like people are asking you a lot of questions and you're having to lie about it on your journey, you're having to keep a lot to yourself. Secrecy, secrecy, secrecy. That's the universe saying your manifestations are coming in. Um, don't you worry. Because you're meant to explore. So you can get your own perspective outside of the ones that society has taught you, outside of the ones that you've been groomed and conditioned to believe. This is the space where you get to use this time for yourself to ask these types of critical questions. So add it to your self-care regimen. So this way it's not like you're lying entirely, you know. You can call it me time instead of I got to go read a book. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like during this phase in your life, um, you're meant to take a page out of someone else's book. So if you're dealing with someone that tends to be completely unconcerned with how they make you feel when they make certain choices, um, communication sucks with someone. What they like to do is they'll go out and do what it is that they want to do, take a break from you, lie, know damn well that you prefer them to communicate. You prefer them to like give you a heads up, be proactive instead of reactive. They do that on purpose because they tell themselves, I'm going to do what I want now because when I come back home or when I come back around you, I'm going to have to hear your mouth anyway. And so might as well do what they want to do and just deal with you on the back burner when they get back. And so that's the same thing that, came through in the reading. And so here you are 15, 11 years later experiencing the same shit with the same karmic soul. And so if you take a page out of this person's book, don't get angry, don't get mad. Do you some self-care regimen and save your little mad money. Take you a trip. And when they call you, they be like, "Where you at?" "Oh, you in a whole nother fucking state. You in a whole nother country. Why you didn't tell me you was gonna be leaving the country, or why you didn't tell me this?" I wouldn't even pick up the phone. That's what Spirit is saying. I wouldn't even pick up the phone until you get back. Everybody will figure that shit out. Everybody will figure it out. And when you come back, you'll handle it when you get back. This will teach people that your peace, your peace of mind, your rest is not compromisable. So you get with the program or you get the fuck on. Because I feel like that's kind of what y'all dealing with in y'all everyday life, is you trying to follow your dreams and ambitions. You're trying to consider other people's schedule and what they have going on, and you're considerate so much of other people to the detriment of yourself. But I guarantee you, If you take a page out of your own Akashic and past lives with these same characteristics of other people, I guarantee you they're not gonna let the house burn down. I can guarantee you they'll be a jackass. Mm-hmm. So if you've been considering it, like, I should just get on a plane and disappear and go, or go for a weekend trip somewhere and mind my business, do it. You're a grown person. You can do whatever you want. Cause sometimes these masculine energies, their ego be so damn big, and they think they can have their cake and eat it too. And what is the purpose of having a karmic relationship? To teach each other a lesson. So they taught you your lesson, which was that you always sacrifice yourself unnecessarily for others. Lesson learned. And now it's their turn to learn a lesson, which is you're completely unconcerned with how I feel about these situations. So I'm going to take control over my happiness. I'm going to take control of what I want to do. And I won't come to you. I won't consider your feelings. Pretty much. So I hope this helps for whoever is embarking on this challenge during this time. If you're a mother, know that you can do any and all things at once. You are amazing. Don't doubt for a second that you can't have it all. You will have it all as long as you know it. Okay? You have to know it. And I'll see y'all in the next episode and figure out what we're talking about then. Bye, y'all.